Hey everybody, David G here again, the Internet Marketing Party, and Jason Drone. How are you, Jason?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. It's 6:40 in the morning. Uh,
Yeah. It's a little bit early.
it's a little bit early. I don't know what time people at home are listening right now, but we're up bright and early. So take it away for
Well,
the
what
third
what I did
installment.
with David, David and I have been going back and forth about, well, basically what's going to be covered and kind of making sure that you guys get as much awesome content up front. So what I did was I went through and put together this real this simple flow chart that basically walks you through exactly kind of what I'm going to present. And obviously, I mean, because we do want you to come to the party, I grayed out a couple of the boxes in the middle. And the reason is because we're going to go through how to pick markets, how to everything from how to pick markets and see whether products are selling, whether you're going to be making any money, all the way to getting your site ranked, to building the site, and then at the very end, cashing checks and profiting from this information. So that's pretty much what the flow chart's all about. And David's actually going to include a link underneath the video that you can just go ahead and download it, and then kind of put it in your stash there. And then we're gonna give the full version of the flowchart out at the party as well, so that you guys can actually follow along in the presentation itself. So David and I were talking a little bit ago. David, why don't we talk a little bit about what we were just talking about before the call?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So basically, we want to make sure that if you're watching at home saying, well, I'm not really that interested in affiliate marketing or in money sites because I've got my own business that's doing well online or whatnot. Some of the things Jason's going to talk about is really comes down to free traffic and reputation management and getting ranked in the search engines. And all three of those things any business can use. I don't care if you're a church. I don't care if you're a realtor. I don't care if you're a multimillionaire with multiple 100,000 plus a month sites.
Yeah.
This, go ahead.
Yeah, basically, the bottom line is free traffic is free traffic, and if it's not something you're focusing on in your business, then you're really missing out. I mean, I use basically somebody else is eating your lunch. Bottom line, I mean, if you have a product or a service that you're selling and you're not ranked in the search engines for that particular product or service, then I mean, it's your fault, kind of. The other side of my business. I do the affiliate money site stuff. But the other side of my business is I actually help businesses get ranked online. I help them. I do a lot of their internet marketing, and businesses will pay me $2,500 to $5,000 a month just to maintain their search engine rankings because it's that valuable for them. I mean, everything from chiropractors to auto dealers to I consult with ad agencies where they're like they don't really understand the internet stuff, but they come to me and say, "Look, we just closed this big project. Will you kind of lay out a game plan for us to use?" And this is the game plan I use. I obviously I strip out like the affiliate stuff, but bottom line is free traffic is free traffic, and if you can get ranked in the search engines, if you can be in those top three spots of the first page of Google, then you're guaranteed 80% of the traffic for that keyword. You're basically, like spot one, you get more traffic, spot three, you get less traffic, but 80% of the traffic clicks on one of those three top spots.
I have a question.
Yep.
So if someone's listening right now that's got a big company or doing really well or not interested in being an affiliate, can they actually can they actually come to the party, learn what they're going to learn, and actually even take what you're going to teach and have an outsourcer use it? Like, can they train someone else to use it for
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, there's no reason why they can't. I mean, a lot of what I teach is keyword specific. It's the link building techniques. We're gonna cover some link building stuff in the presentation. I mean, they're gonna be able to, kind of get a real good idea of how the whole process plays out and go hire a firm if they want or hire an outsourcer or whatever. But they can do it themselves. I mean, this stuff is not hard. David, you you just saw that it's not hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, yep.
So, I mean, the bottom line is people, um, everybody needs search traffic. It's why not? I mean, spend a couple hours a day, or a couple hours a week or whatever, and just maintain it, just monitor it, and no different than any other business report that comes across somebody's desk. Search engine optimization firms are not cheap. I mean, like I said, I charge 2,500 to $5,000 for SEO work. What I do, I'm going to show you on stage. So it's not a cheap day. Now, if you get into the side of reputation management, then it starts at about $5,000. If you have some negative press in the search engines that you want to push down or get away, alleviate or whatever, then it becomes quite a bit more because you're kind of in a more desperate situation. Reputation management has a much higher price tag than just regular SEO work, but it's technically the same thing. It's just a different term.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, bottom line, we're going to be covering how to get ranked. Whether it's an affiliate site, whether it's your business site, whether you want to go and sell this stuff to other local marketers or other local businesses, it's all the same thing. It's just the affiliate money site wrapper that we're putting around it is really just to serve a very actionable target, very actionable audience. You know what I mean?
Cool, cool. So I want to make sure we keep this to about 15 minutes or so. So you want to just kind of go through this, go through what we do have.
Yeah. What's not great out here? Right now we're at about 7 minutes. So just to kind of go through the flow chart, the first box is really start money site. So everything you do, you want to start with have a starting point. You want to end with a goal. The first thing that I always take people through is picking an interest. And picking an interest is so important because if you don't necessarily care about what it is you're trying to get ranked for, what it is you're trying to sell, then it's going to come through in your writing. It's same thing when you're talking like person to person. If you're not passionate about whatever it is you're talking about, then it's just going to show. You know what I mean? It's just that inherent psychological, thing that we pick up on. The first question you need to ask yourself is, do people spend money? So if people don't spend money in that market, then you're not going to make any money because there's no money being spent. I mean, think about, golf clubs. There's an entire industry based around golf. So people obviously spend money in that market. If people do spend money, then go get an affiliate link. If people don't, then you go back, you return to the start, and you pick an interest. Now, once you get past the affiliate link, are people looking for it? So are people going to Google and searching for what it is you're going to be telling them? And if the answer is yes, then you build a website. If it's no, then you go back to the beginning again. So the discovery phase is really it's pretty simple. I mean, if people are spending money online, then you deserve to get a percentage as long as you build a site and people can find it. So that's the process of the discovery phase. The profit phase itself, basically your site, you build a site, you get it ranked, it starts making money, you cash checks, and if it's not making money, then you go back to the middle and you add a little bit more work to it. If it is making money, then you cash checks and you build another site. So that's the money site flow chart in essence. If I was a business owner and didn't care about affiliate money, then I would look at this and say, all right, what pages do I need to have on my site in order to rank? What kind of content do I need? How do I do keyword research? What are the tools I use to do keyword research? What do I need to do to get my pages in the search engine so that when, Joe Schmo up the street searches for my service, they find me? Those are all relevant questions that we're going to be answering.
Got it. So this is man, I mean, and the craziest thing is I don't really want to give away a secret, but without too much detail, but Jason's actually been walking me through some of this stuff, And that's why you may have caught that little comment a little while ago about how easy it is. So I can't wait to unveil more of what I'm hinting at right now at the party, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it because, you know, it's the process is simple. You know, when you think about it, and my deal with even with this flow chart is I think very analytically like this. Like my brain works like this, as scary as it is. So, you know, it is simple. It's step one, step two, step three. You do 5 steps, and then you evaluate. You either return to the beginning or you don't. And one of my biggest things in like, you know, just in coaching people and teaching and helping people and consulting and everything is making sure that they understand the process, because if they don't understand the process, then they can't make changes. You know what I mean? Like Google is always changing, Facebook is changing, all technology itself is changing at such a rapid pace. If we're not able to adapt as well, then we're not going to be able to be successful in internet marketing. So and so a lot of what I do is to teach the basics and the understanding portion of it, so that you can make changes on the fly and you understand how everything works, so that you can say, you know what, I understand why my site is no longer ranking, or I understand why my page just got slapped, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we actually, it's funny because we talked about how you love to teach,
Hmm.
and how you don't want just to, it's that whole,
Yeah. Well,
that,
and that's why, I mean, even the talk of the internet marketing party, I mean, you can really use so many different ways, because I'm going to be teaching fundamental stuff that anybody can use and apply to their business. It doesn't matter, you know, what the end result they're looking for. I mean, it might be affiliate money, it might be, you know, getting more leads to your chiropractor website. It might be helping, you know, the auto dealer down the street sell more cars. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do with it. It's information that can be applied across business, because it's just, you know, it's just works. You know what I mean?
yeah. And the beauty of this stuff is if you're already going to be doing it, you may as well be making money doing it. I mean,
Right, right, exactly.
like on autopilot. So you work once, get paid over and over and over.
Right, and it's kind of funny, because when I, like, you know, I figured this stuff out, and then I started doing it for local businesses, which, you know, that's the other side of my business, is the local business aspect, and you know, consulting with corporate clients and stuff, and I this is like the money site stuff is my test bed. I go and see what works and what doesn't, and I get paid doing that, based on affiliate money, and then I actually go implement the stuff for local businesses, which is another cash stream that, you know, that I can tap into, and they help each other, they feed each other. It's kind of a weird, you know, it's just a weird synergy, but it
I
works really
I
well.
know I've started noticing something, man, and that's a trend pattern. It seemed like for a while there, a lot of internet marketers were starting to preach about going to offline marketing because they already had the skills.
Hmm.
The reality is now I'm starting to see a trend in the opposite direction, where a lot of people that have been doing internet marketing for offline businesses first are coming into internet marketing because they
Right.
really know what they're doing. They're not just a bunch of guys with a bunch of information.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's one thing is, I mean, we talked, you know, back on one of our very first calls, we were talking about understanding and teaching and the, you know, the fundamentals of teaching and stuff, and how the problem with push button software, you know, some of it might work, some of it might not work. I can't say that I've honestly tested much of it out, but you know, the problem with it is there's no understanding. You know what I mean? Like if Google just, you know, sandboxes your site, you have no idea of what you did wrong, because you don't fundamentally understand why the site got ranked in the first place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you don't know what you did. So, I mean, you know, basically you just kind of, you know, throw the site away, move on to the next project or the next shiny object or whatever, you
You
know.
know, it's kind of interesting because the site that I'm working on that you're helping me with, like this morning when I woke up and the site was down, I just was totally transparent with GoDaddy and I said, hey, I made some changes, and the guy was like, well, why don't you go and try and undo the plugin, change the name of the plugin. And it was like, oh, yeah. But it's because I knew because I had gone in and got my hands dirty. And I think a lot of the internet marketing ethos has been around like the 4-hour work week and outsource everything and just have other people work for you out of your underwear and, work, you know what I mean? It sounded fun. I know it sounded funny, but the reality of it is you can't really outsource something well unless you know at least how to do it. You have to know at least the right questions to ask so that somebody might not be charging you $20 an hour for something that really it only costs $2 an hour.
Right, and people will. You know what I mean? In the reverse is true. I mean, like I'm just thinking about like outsourcing SEO and say, okay, if you go to Elance or Odesk and say I need 500 links built or 3 link wheels or whatever, and somebody charges you, $500. Okay, but what is the quality of those links? Are they just spam links? Are they, these are all the sorts of things that you're going to be able to answer by having an understanding of how SEO works, of how search engines look at, of how search engines, spider through content and jump from links to link. That's kind of, we're getting off to a different tangent, but the bottom line is the understanding is crucial to anything online, really.
Yeah.
It's crucial to anything for the most part, but especially, when in a landscape that changes as often as internet marketing and Google and paid advertising and, what's hot and what's not. And, it's the understanding that is going to make you money.
Very cool. Very cool. Well,
definitely.
Well, how are we doing on time?
Minutes, so we're about 2 minutes over. So we should probably wrap this thing up. If David's gonna have a link to this flowchart underneath the video, and then we're actually gonna have copies of it for everybody when they come to the party. So at the very bottom, it says to register, go to internetmarketingparty.com/tickets. So make sure you do. It's coming up here in 8 days. I'm gonna be coming down to Austin and having a good old time.
Yeah, we're really excited about it and can't wait to see you.
Definitely.
And so thank you very much for this very informative third video, and I can't wait to when you're listening at home right now, leave some comments down below and spread the word. We've been getting great feedback. Thank you very much, Jason.
No problem.
And we'll see everybody in 8 days or whenever you're listening to this. We'll see you at the party.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.